This week on Inside Boulder News, President Obama makes a campaign stop at CU, city staff releases the recommended 2013 budget, and a popular Boulder radio show gets a new sustainable building.
Welcome to Inside Boulder, featuring topics and stories that impact the community of Boulder, with Patrick Von Kaiserling and Jennifer Bray. And on the news desk, Natalie Wood and Mike Benuelos bring you the stories making headlines in the community this week. Inside Boulder News starts now.
Welcome to Inside Boulder News. I'm Natalie Wood. President Barack Obama spoke on CU campus Sunday during his second trip to Boulder this year. The president addressed around 13,000 students and other supporters on Norland Quad. Obama's visit was part of his Road to Charlotte tour leading up to the Democratic National Convention, which started in North Carolina on Tuesday. The president spoke on education and Obamacare and the importance of registering to vote. A packed campus welcomed President Obama back to CU.
And it is good to be back in Boulder, Colorado. Now, I've got to address a sensitive subject. I know you guys are a little bummed out about the game yesterday. I know the Rocky Mountain Showdown did not go down the way you wanted. So I'll tell you what, we are going to give you a chance to get even. We are giving the Buffs and the Rams a second chance to go at it this fall. We've set up a Rocky Mountain Rumble to see which school can register more voters, CU or Colorado State.
The president was joined by Senator Bennett and Governor Hickenlooper in urging students to register to vote.
For some of you, this will be your first time voting. For others, it'll be your first time voting in a presidential election. And let me tell you, it could not happen at a more important moment for this country.
You know, in the business world, there's something called ROI. They call that return on investment. The business majors, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Well, when it comes to higher education, the return on our investment is huge. It's off the scale, right? When our kids are better educated, our economy does better. And when our young people are involved in the democratic process, when you seize your role in democracy, our country is better off. So register to vote. You know, I was over at the Buff before I came here, and food looked really good, and people were having mimosas and Bloody Marys, and I was thinking to myself, you know, I could see folks like forgetting to vote. They're having too much fun. But that's why you are so important, because you're going to have to set an example for the person next to you in class. You're going to have to remind them, have you voted yet?
Sunday marked Obama's second visit to Boulder and the third time a sitting president has ever visited our city. Dwight Eisenhower came to town in 1954 to dedicate a federal lab. Obama has now traveled to Colorado 11 times in his presidency. City Council will begin considering a proposed 2013 budget next week. The budget will see only modest increases in 2013 and will continue the conservative approach Boulder has taken since the economic downturn. The $256 million recommended budget includes $33 million in capital improvement plan spending. It also supports master plans accepted by Council in 2012 and continues funding for existing community programs and services.
Revenue projections right now, things are going a little slow. Things are improving, but it's slowly improving. So there's not a huge increase in the budget. Specific items are, of course, clean energy future is a very large priority for the city. Also, we have master plans that have been put in place, and so we continue to implement those. And in the fire and police area, their non-personnel expenditures have been really eroded over the last decade, and so we're trying to add some money back to those. We've used priority-based budgeting for a few years now, and what those do are say, these are the results that we want to accomplish. These are the results the community wants accomplished. And also, those are, we also take into consideration, of course, are the council members, what are their priorities? And so those are put in when we prioritize and look at every program in the city and really say, okay, where are the highest priority needs? And that is how dollars are allocated, especially when they're constricted and you don't have a lot of them.
Council is scheduled to begin studying the city manager's 2013 recommended budget at its study session on September 11th. You can watch the study session live on Channel 8 and also view the recommended budget online. E-Town has gone green. Boulder's popular public radio program and civic-minded nonprofit organization relocated to a new building on Spruce Street called E-Town Hall. The building acts as a concert space, recording facility, and administrative offices. E-Town Hall generates most of its power on-site through solar panels and other energy-efficient procedures. E-Town host Nick Forrester explains more.
What's so cool about E-Town Hall is that not only are we repurposing this old church and kind of bringing it back into the community, but we're doing it in a way that reflects E-Town's values. So it's incredibly energy efficient. We were able to reuse a lot of the materials during the reconstruction process and source a lot of materials from the resource yard. And it's just been a fascinating project. We wanted, of course, to make it look good. We wanted to make it, feel good. But the real thing about E-Town is we want this to be a place where we can record things, not just E-Town shows, but other kinds of things. We want people to be able to make records here or make television shows here. So the acoustics became really important. The place just sounds really good, feels good. We're very excited about our LED lighting system for the stage and for the rest of the spaces. We've got 236 solar panels up on the roof. We're making 90% of the power we use on site, which is pretty great. So we feel really proud of that.
The E-Town radio program began in 1991 and is now heard every week on nearly 300 radio stations in the U.S. The program is taped with a live studio audience and features music performances and conversations about communities and the environment. Thanks for watching Inside Boulder News. Stay in touch with us on Facebook by submitting news tips and questions. Just search for City of Boulder Channel 8. More Inside Boulder is next.